Morning, folks. Welcome back to Daily D&T. Today we're going to try one of the new cards from our fancy new set. We're going to try out Charming Prince. So in case you're not familiar with this one, when it enters the battlefield, you can scry 2, you can gain 3 life, or you can exile another target creature you control and return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. So this is a sort of flexible card with a lot of modes. I assume that in D&T the mode that we'll most frequently be using is just blinking another creature. So we're going to try pulling a Flicker Wisp out for one of those. We're going to put another Recruiter in the deck to give ourselves more Charming Prince targets. And then we're going to pull out the Sarah Avengers and just kind of see how this feels. I was thinking about cutting a Caracas for another Plains, but Once Upon a Time just got released as well, so people are probably going to be trying out depths. This is probably fine. Let's just jump right into it. And I wanted to thank Ryan K for supporting this week of Daily D&T. It is very much appreciated. This is the last currently funded week of Daily D&T once again. However, there were 2 people on YouTube chatting about donating, but the website was down. Still working on getting the website up. That'll happen soon. But the link will be in the comments if you decide you want to donate to keep this coming. Got some fun things planned for the not too distant future. Looking forward to the Legacy Premier League. I'm doing some testing on the side for videos that I'm not recording to figure out what exactly I'm going to be playing for that if it's not D&T. I've got a weird Renegade Rallier deck that I'll be playing probably on Monday night, and then I think next Saturday is going to be Lands. So very much looking forward to both of those. The last league that I didn't stream, I tried a league with Bone Crusher Giant in Red Prison. Yeah, maybe don't play that card right now. It's not really great. Like it's cool value, but I didn't do anything impressive with that card the entire league, and I think it ended up under a Chrome Mox more frequently than it ended up being cast for either side of the equation. Actually, I think in the entire league, I only put it under a Chrome Mox. It was just not impressive. There were some things that were cool that it potentially could have done, but they just kind of didn't line up with what my opponents happened to have. Now we can battle. Mulligan. Keep. I think I'm going to toss back one of my planes rather than the Caracas here as well. The Caracas plus Thalia thing gives me some degree of utility. And is a hate card if my opponent is randomly playing Depths or Reanimator. I'm really just hoping to be able to wasteland my opponent's turn 1 land. That's kind of the ideal here. Chrome Box. TES? TES. Alright, are you going off on turn 1? Because it sure feels like you're going off on turn 1. How many goblins is this? 10 goblins? I feel like that's enough to beat me. So I block 2 and take 10. Like, I'm going to keep playing, but I'm pretty sure I'm dead. So I block 2, I go down to 8. Or sorry, they go down to 8 goblins, I go down to 10 life. I'll take 6 the next turn, then 4. Joke is on you, opponent. I have nothing left. Stoneforge Mystic? Stoneforge would be sick. Plains is less good. I think taking this up to 3 is fine. I can cast any 2-drop that I draw. That's punishing, but it's very good since my opponent didn't cast Duress. That just means I can get the Batterskull. And I guess I can actually play it around discard. Because I'm going to port this down, and they can't, like, somehow use the LED to go and do it. So I guess my attack here is basically free with both of these creatures, because the Batterskull on its own stonewalls all of these. And I don't need to worry about Burning Wish tutoring up something this turn. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, super happy to win game 1. That doesn't usually happen. Chalices, get in here. And that's really all that's good in this matchup, unfortunately. Like, we could try to Cataclysm, we could try to Rest in Peace, we could try to Surgical, but all these cards are super mediocre. So I want my Swords to Plowshares out. I want my Jailer out. I would love to board out a piece of equipment, too. This is just not a match that I'm really well equipped for in terms of sideboard. Like, you can try to pretend that these cards are going to do something in the matchup, but it's very rare. Like, Ant and Tess are different animals in that regard. I guess I'll board in the Cataclysms to have an out to a whole bunch of goblins other than just Stoneforge Mystic. But I expect this card is about as dead as this card. We're basically going to mulligan to a hand that has a Chalice when we're on the draw. We might accept a hand that has, like, Thalia plus Stoneforge. So this hand has a turn 2 Thalia. And a turn 3 Thalia off of Vial if I draw a land. Is that good enough for me to want to keep this hand on the draw? I don't really know that it is. This matchup's real rough on the draw. But if we're mulliganing against discard, it's kind of tough too. I think I'm going to ship this one. I'll accept a Thalia hand, like a turn 2 Thalia hand later on. Yikes. Okay, well, we're going to Chalice now. Definitely going to Chalice now. Good lord, these hands are awful. Opponent says mulligan to that deafening silence, lol. So like this isn't going anywhere. So I could keep like land Stoneforge, and I guess that has a chance to beat some goblins. Deal. As it turns out, one of my slower hand on 7 might have been fine. But I don't regret mulliganing it. Alright, they're going. So the question is then, is our Stoneforge going to beat this? So, okay, so they go for a Dark Petition, and then they'll Dark Petition into empty. It's 12 goblins on the play, effectively on the play beats me, right? So they attack me for 11, I play Stoneforge, yep, alright. I would like to play first, and I'd like to draw Chalice of the Void. None of those cards are Chalice of the Void. We're gonna ship this one. Like, it is a medium power level hand, but I think we can go for better than medium. Apparently not today, though. Good lord. Four of these cards aren't winning the game. Okay, there we go. I will keep 3 of these. I'll junk that. I'll junk that. I'll junk that. I'll junk that. Done. So now any land allows me to play a follow-up Chalice on 1, which will make storming off very, very, very difficult. Like a master. I am a skilled magician. In before my opponent salts in the chat. Yeah, there we go. So you say sick luck, but you're kind of ignoring the 10-ish mulligans that I took in the matchup to kind of make this sort of thing work out. We're just going to close that for the rest of this one. There's nothing to be gained from that. Okay, so you can Echoing Truth the Chalices. There's still a Thalia in play. It is possible to beat this here. It would just be difficult. Could start off with like a Chain of Vapor into Thalia or something like that. My opponent's more likely to just play out a handful of pieces of artifact mana and then try to like power through afterwards. Sure, your Cabal Therapy resolves. You get my secondary Chalice. Reveal a Dark Ritual. So there's a world where I want to bounce my own Thalia here to guarantee that I can play the Chalice on 1, but we'll just draw a land instead. It does drop the shields on our Thalia. But I think that's fine. You have some sort of crash effect. Grape Shot. Okay, well, Grape Shot can answer Thalia. But now we just won't drop the shields to play Jitte. All right, there you go. Lesson learned. Mulligan effectively. You might win some matches. I'll see you next round.